Okay, so just a quick test in more challenging lighting. I've got the FX30 on the right, Fuji on my left, hoping we can actually see. So in this video, we're going to look at three key differences between the Fuji XH2s as well as the Sony FX30, and the main reasons why you'd want to choose one over the other. And hopefully by the end of this video, I'd be able to make you aware of its strengths and its weaknesses. So before we get into it, the FX30 was designed as a pure cinema camera or video body, and the Fuji XH2s was designed as a hybrid body. And I can say that both of these units fulfill their roles reasonably well. So if you're looking at purchasing the FX30 as a hybrid body, skip this video. Have a look at the A6700, which is a spectacular hybrid body. However, we do know that the FX30 is from the cinema line, and with the result, it lacks an EVF. From a business perspective, I can fully understand the lack of an EVF on the FX30. If the FX30 had a EVF as well as a mechanical shutter, it would render the A6700 completely obsolete, or vice versa. So for me, an EVF is not a major deal breaker. However, it is an important consideration when looking at these two bodies. I find the LCD display a bit inadequate outside in direct sunlight. Whether you're putting it in the sunny option or you brighten up the display, it's still very difficult to compose and to see your settings outside on a bright sunny day. When using the FX30, in a run and gun situation, I would highly prefer an EVF over an LCD any day, whether it be for photo and for video. So that is just something to take into consideration with these two bodies. One having the EVF FX30, and then your Sony FX30 not having an EVF. Point number two for me has got to be a mechanical shutter, or a lack of a mechanical shutter on the Sony FX30. My little ZV-E10, which I'm currently filming on right now, it has a mechanical shutter. Also doesn't have an EVF, but it has a mechanical shutter. Now, would you need a mechanical shutter in video? Absolutely not. Now, what does that mean for the end user? It basically means that it's a video body. It doesn't have a mechanical shutter, which means that when it comes to photos using flashes, example for photo work, it's not going to communicate as well with the body as with a body with a mechanical shutter. Now, is that a deal breaker? Like I said, if you're looking at a video body only, then no, it's not a deal breaker. However, if you're looking at a hybrid body, yes, it is a deal breaker. This is one other key difference that I thought I'd mention that I haven't heard many YouTubers actually speaking about, is the lack of support in software with Fuji files. However, to this date, there is still a lack of F-Log2 support in DaVinci Resolve, and I don't understand why Fuji does not communicate, or they're not interacting with Blackmagic to resolve this issue. I mean, the Fuji XH2s has been out for almost 2 years now, and we still don't have F-Log2 support in DaVinci Resolve. So what I do was, to work around this matter, I'll actually do a color space transform. The Fuji XH2s and the FX30, I'll use S-Log3 as a color space transform for my Fuji XH2s files. And it's not the correct method of doing it. However, I feel as a workaround for the current lack of support from Fuji's side with DaVinci Resolve, it works for me. Sony is supported in DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Premiere Pro. Example, in DaVinci Resolve, you've got S-Log 1, 2, and 3. You've got all the gamma curves, gamut.cine, S-Gamut 3, and your normal S-Gamut, so you don't have an issue with Sony files in DaVinci Resolve. Like I said, I've got a workaround with my Fuji XH2s, but all I want to say is it's unnecessary for Fuji not to yet have resolved such an issue, and to me it's a major issue. Reason being, it's been out for 2 years, and it's one of their top video bodies currently on the market. So Fuji, if you're listening to this, please give us F-Log2 support in DaVinci Resolve. The XH2s on my left, Sony FX30 on the right, 16 to 55 on the Fuji, 16 to 35 on the FX30, both set to f4. Reason being the 16 to 35 is a f4, so to keep the tests very similar, I'm keeping them both on, I'm using both of the lenses on f4. I think this is an equal test in terms of lenses. Like I said, we're both on f4. Side by side. Seems as if both is tracking very well. How's the autofocus transition speed? Is it smooth? Is Fuji pulsing? I'm gonna catch you now. Let's see who can think quick. Crazy person. There we go. Now we're on the XH2s 16mm. Yeah, just a quick vlogging test with the FX30 on the 16 to 35 f4. No image stabilization or no stabilization built into the lens, only the body. We're just on the normal stabilization on the Fuji XH2s. Okay, so just a quick test in more challenging lighting. I've got the FX30 on the right, Fuji on my left, hoping we can actually see differences in dynamic range. I'm on S-Log3 on the FX30, and on the XH2s I'm on F-Log2. Exactly the same settings, 5000K white balance, f4 at 16mm on both, and obviously exposing for the highlights, 94 plus on the Sony and 85 on the Fuji. Can we tell a difference in dynamic range in this test? I would have actually liked more shadows down here. The sun is behind me currently. If this content helped you in any way, hit the like button. If not, subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out till the next one.